we are with Fiona, and we're doing Little Ladies Day. So let's go ahead and do our character swap and get right on over there. There's some copyright stuff that comes up in the middle of the character swap, and so you get to enjoy an abbreviated version of the intro for FF14 when I do this, because I can't do the regular. Here we go. Duh. All right. Wait, what do we have here? How surprising. We have an event. Perhaps we must stop and look into this event. In exchange, we're going to get several cheer-based emotes. Royal Seneschal. Well met, adventurer, and welcome to our Little Ladies festivities. Allow me to introduce myself. I am known as the Royal Seneschal. It is my duty and the duty of all who take on the role of Seneschal this season to help grant the manifold wishes of ladies across the realm that they might be pampered as princesses for a day. Such is Little Ladies' Day tradition. Have you partaken in this year's concert yet, my friend? The songbirds and the Seneschal Prince are, as ever, our shining stars on stage, and they have been practicing oh so diligently for this event. My, how marvelous, what seasonal sensations! The songbirds and Seneschal Prince's performance have propelled their popularity to a fever pitch. Their economic exploits have defied every expert's expectations, and they balance billions of gil-in gains the masses cannot help but contemplate. Why do folks flock to them? What forces drive this formidable fount of funds to flow? The mithril eye. Again. Alliteration. All the time. Did you catch what I did there? Duralthral. Forgive me my raucous rambling. I am Duralthral, renowned reporter for the Mithril Eye. I mean to gather information on these prominent performers and pen a piece for our next publication. I could scarcely ask for a more perfect opportunity for promotion. Where the Mithril Eye goes, fame and prestige are bound to follow. The songbirds and the Seneschal Prince will be thrilled to hear of this. A thousand thanks. Then without further fanfare, I shall solicit the citizens of the city-state for their feedback. Guess who gets roped into helping? Though now that I think on it, my tendency to focus on the financials might poison the piece's perspective, so to speak. An objective observer would be ideal. This objective observer can help if you're willing to pay. Excellent. Fret not, you'll be duly compensated for your cooperation. Permit me to brief you on our performers, then. The knowledge will doubtless prove a useful reference for your upcoming report. some of this dialogue is completely different if you've already done Little Ladies Day. I shall begin with the songbirds, the pride and joy of Little Ladies Day. Our talented trio consists of Ulala, dressed in crimson, then we have Narumi, clad in yellow, and of course, Masha Mahakarakaka. Mahakarakaka, donning blue. Is that meant to sound like a cat chitter? You know, when the cat looks at something and goes, you think the fact that doubled plosives turn up so much in catfolk names is supposed to sound like that? Anyway, they have come far from their humble beginnings, and their tireless efforts have recently borne fruit. Of late, their concerts have taken the realm by storm, winning countless new fans across Eorzea. And 'twould be remiss of me not to mention Picot, our dashing sensual prince in violet. He is the newest addition to our lineup and a rising star in his own right. He stole many a heart as last Little Ladies Day. They inspire one another as well as their crowds in equal measure. Their music prowess is a fresh spring breeze, breathing new life into the celebration as we know it. This year, we shall be outfitting concert attendees with a unique line of themed apparel and illuminations for the occasion, complete with matching colors for each member of our merry band. So you appeal to all audiences, allowing spectators to support their favorite singer, a sound strategy. Meanwhile, your prized performers pinpoint their most passionate fans in the process, making for a more memorable experience. With that, I believe I have enough to embark on our excursion. When you're ready to search the city for some tried and true testimonials, simply say the word. All right, speak to Dural Thural. Let the collaboration commence. To begin, I suggest we search away from the stage so as to not startle any spectators. Perhaps we might pursue possible leads near the perimeter of the Gate of Nald? We need but seek out and speak to those in songbird and seneschal shirts, shall we? Your next objective requires escorting, which we've learned about before. And he's still coming with. There we go. Good dude. All right. I am going to check and see if... Oh, we're standing here. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna have to jog when we get that far. But first, we have some concert goers to talk to. Devoted Masha fan. You're interviewing folks for a piece on the songbirds and the seneschal prince? Oh, I'd love to participate. I'm a Masha fan through and through. She has the most amazing voice, and there's something about the way she dances that really speaks to me. You can tell she puts pride into every facet of her performances, and it never fails to take my breath away. In fact, her dedication inspires me to be more mindful in my day-to-day living. Even with something as simple as descending stairs, I'll often find myself thinking, I must be careful, Masha needs me. Speaking of dedication, I hear Masha's come up with one of the limited-time dishes being served at the quicksand. We ought to sample that for ourselves. So Masha's perseverance provides a particular sense of purpose, fast performances extending into the everyday. Fascinating, all of it. I know it makes people happy, so I hesitate to sound disapproving, but the whole music idol thing, I don't know. It's targeted to teenagers, young adults so persistently. I mean, it always has been. People think of the idol crazes as being a Japanese slash Far Eastern thing. And ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the concept Elvis and the Beatles. One of the Beatles actually came out, and he got slammed for this, but actually came out at one point and said, "We're bigger than Jesus." And he was dissed for slandering society in general, his fans in particular, and sacrilege. Couldn't be blasphemy. The guy wasn't. The guy was agnostic. But it was kind of true. And that was back. Elvis was 50s, Beatles were 60s. As long as there's been mass media, there have been people who try to make money off it by pushing a star and pushing a whole apparatus around a star. And that actually kind of bothers me. So every time we do Little Ladies Day, this comes up, and it just kind of makes me cringe. So I got to kind of mention it, and then we won't ever visit it again. But at the same time, gee whiz, it gives somebody, it gives kids something to talk about in common with everybody else in the grade. And considering how cliquish that level of education and age are, I don't know that it's a bad thing either, you know? Weigh in the chat room, or drop us a post if you find us in the after. And we'll get back doing what we came to. Spirited Ulala fan. Keen to learn about our favorite songbirds, you say? Well, we here are the Ulala faithful. Gods, where do I even begin? Her presence on stage is second to none, and her warm smile can melt even the coldest hearts. She may be small, but the power in her voice more than makes up for it. And that's saying nothing of her passion for her fans and the music. It's why she dons such fiery red hues. I speak for us all when I say we do most anything for her if she asked, with that winsome little smile of hers. So your small yet esteemed singer's stunning stagecraft stirs your sentiments, you say. Duly noted. I suppose I could sympathize. With that, I assume we've accounted for all aficionados in the area. However, if that Masha fan tells true, the seasonal songbird snacks are bound to bring multitudes to Mistress Momodi's establishment. I guess there isn't an M word you could stick in there. I thought he was missing an opportunity for alliteration, and I guess he didn't actually have one. Come, let us continue our queries at quicksand. And there we have Pining Pico fan and Amiable Narumi fan. Let's do him first. Ah, you're reporting for the Mithril Eye, are you? Well, as you've doubtless ascertained, I am one of Narumi's fans. Though she may be the most demure of the three songbirds, she harbors a quiet strength and endless compassion that we cannot help but cherish. She approaches her art so delicately, so exquisitely, that it feels as though she is speaking to all of her fans as individuals. It compels us to support her in her every endeavor, that she might always know happiness in the spotlight. So Narumi employs a subtle yet sincere approach, imagining such a saintly smile on stage. Why, I could certainly see the appeal. Pining Pico fan. Asking about the stars of Little Ladies' Day? Well, you've come to the right place. Most folks are head over heels for the songbirds, but I've only got eyes for Pico. His debut last Ladies' Day really won me over. As Seneschal Prince, he takes it upon himself to treat his fans like royalty. He's incredibly handsome, of course, but his honey words and that sweet little smirk are the highlights of his every show. Would that he could be my prince every day. Oh, and when you shine his violent illumination in the crowd, he does notice. Even if you're in the very, very back row. Last Little Ladies' Day, he winked in my general direction, and even if he didn't actually wink at me, I'd like to believe it was so. The mere thought of Pico's past productions is enough to make most fans swoon. A true testament to his talent. And if the rumors are true, he strives to serve all his fans, be they lads or little ladies, which means there's hope yet that I too can be a princess under his sovereign smile. As assumed, our performers possess a fiery fan base. With this wealth of wisdom, I am well prepared to write, but one thing struck me as strange while we were wandering. I espied an elegant young lady surveying the songbirds in Seneschal's stage from afar. I am interested in interviewing her as well, if she is so inclined. Shall we sally forth and see what she says? I should probably have said that different. Should have been, I'm interested in interviewing her as well, if she's so inclined. And, of course she is. She's the person who's paying for most of this, so, of course she is. Aldithia. Alditha. Aldithia? Aldithia. Aldiatha. Alditha. We're just going to go with Alditha. Alditha. Greetings to you both. I don't believe we've ever met. I'm Alditha Thorne. Is there aught I can do aught I can assist you with? Such serendipity, a scion of the honored House Thorne. I had heard that your house had contributed a substantial sum in support of these festivities. Come to celebrate and see the show, I gather? Indeed. On behalf of House Thorne and out of my own curiosity, I wish to behold the annual concert with my own eyes. 'Tis heartening to know the annual performances have blossomed into such a passionate showcase of song and dance. Last year we actually got to see her dance, and it was a pretty cool dance. Better than several options available to the player characters. Would that I could join the audience and show my support. She, unfortunately, is ill. Rodolph, though you are hale enough to travel this day, I must advise against it, my lady. We cannot risk worsening your condition. Alas, it is as Rodolph says. I've not the strength to sway to the rhythm and jump about as I please. But from this vantage point, I can at least gaze upon the stage and the audience from afar. A rather enlightening experience, all told. Even from this distance, it is easy to tell how much the performance means to all of them. How joyful they all are. I dare say their energy is contagious. I should have a better British accent. All of this stuff inevitably gets done in British accent because and my British accent kind of stinks, so when these things do get voiced, I don't sound very much like the characters. Sorry about that. Delight and devotion take many forms. If these crowds can find happiness by supporting their beloved singers, if we can garner their interest in this holiday, even for a fleeting moment, then I could ask for little else. A poignant point you make, my lady, and as you've ascertained, all who answer our inquiries delighted in describing their preferred performers, each selecting to celebrate in their own way. There is no correct answer as to how to celebrate the season, for only together could they make Little Ladies' Day the fine festival it has become. Such is likely a significant source of its singer's success. I must thank you thoroughly for your thoughtful theories. It shall serve as a fine addition to my article. They are merely fleeting thoughts I had as I enjoyed the performances, but I am pleased they could be of use. I wish you both a delightful Little Ladies' Day. Alright, back to the Seneschal. Well, sort of. Oh, we gotta talk to somebody else. Who else do we gotta talk to? Oh, I guess we gotta talk to him. I owe you one for your committed cooperation. Indeed, I've amassed all manner of ardent accounts from the fans. Some show support by cheering in cacophonous cries to the stage, while others watch wistfully from a ways off, or make merry by feasting on festive foods. The performers' popularity proliferates, and so do prospective methods to please their fans. Merriment made for one's pastime is a mysterious, marvelous matter. For our favorite fads, we often find ourselves opening our wallets without so much as a second thought. Even I am no stranger to that. But I digress. It's time we saw these songbirds and seneschal prints for ourselves, to fully fathom what all the fuss is about, provided we have permission from the royal seneschal. Well, like he's going to stop us. Royal Seneschal. Welcome back. How fared the interviews? They went well, wonderfully well, in fact. As our last task, we wish to watch one of the performances, if we're welcome to do so. By all means. I would love nothing more than to read of your impressions when all is properly published. That Seneschal is a clever little dude. For a more objective observation, I'd like to spectate the show from afar. Might I ask you to take to the crowds? Of course, I'm the one who's getting the emotes. Excellent! Enjoy the event, and we'll reconvene once the stage has settled. Hopefully I can get in the one that's active, but I don't think I'm going to make it. The handmaiden here will furnish you with a set of songbird-themed attire and a portable illumination. Once you've obtained... Oh, that sounded more like the... that sounded more like the writer. The handmaiden here will furnish you with a set of songbird-themed attire and a portable illumination. Once you've obtained what you require, we need only wait for an opportune moment to join the crowd. During this event, the fete, live from Molda, will appear on the steps of Nold. In order to participate in the fete, you must first speak with the royal handmaiden at the Ruby Road Exchange and prepare yourself to join the songbirds and seneschal prince's crowd of fans. The status effect granted to you by the royal handmaiden can be removed at any time by leaving the area or using the special action Curtain Call. Upon joining the fete, you'll be given 4 special actions. Each action uses a different colored set of illuminated rods to cheer for the songbirds or the seneschal prince. Bear in mind, each performer is especially receptive to fans who cheer using their signature color. And I guess the cheers advance the fate. Yeah, poor... I have to wait. That singing emote, that singing dancing emote they're doing on stage, available in a previous Little Ladies' Day. I'm pretty sure you can get it fairly inexpensive. They have the previous rewards from other years in the store. We're just kinda Very well. I will ready your garments at once. Have you decided which color you wish to wear? surprise me. You will be assigned an ensemble at random. Yes. Here are your closing eliminations. I hope you enjoy I got it right the first time. You enjoy the performance. Please note that you will be unable to proceed with certain quests while the face the crowd status is live. That's fine. The status effect granted you by the Royal Handmaiden can be removed at any time using the special action curtain call. Should you accidentally remove the effect, speak with the Royal Handmaiden once more to rejoin the fans. Alright, we're cheering for blue, which means this one. Which of course doesn't work well. Or not in the event. Alright. This would be a great time for questions, but we don't have any. So, as we wait, let's take an opportunity to look at the minions. One of the fun things about walking around is that you get to see people's minions. We have a Happy Bunny minion right there. And let's see if we can pet it. You can use pet on anybody or anything, but it is, of course, most appropriate for minions. And we have to be done with that now, because now we have to cheer for blue. Oh. Well, that's wrong. She's red, not yellow. And now we have to cheer for purple. And now we cheer for blue. And we should be advancing the bar. The bar isn't advancing very much. I am so tired of catching that woman. As we try to promote blue. And yellow. And there's our girl. Give the boy a little affection. Go blue! Makarakaka! And we're almost there. Did we make it? We made it. Yay! Speak with the Royal Seneschal. You have my thanks for participation, adventurer. Your fervor out in the crowds did not go unnoticed. My, what a marvelously masterful performance. Even from a distance, I could not help but offer a round of ardent applause. The fans' passion burned with brilliance that was all but blinding, matched only by the fiery fervor of the performers. I see now why so many are drawn to such shows. Now it's time I inquired about your immersive involvement. How did it feel to savor the sights and sounds of such a spectacle? Admit that you reveled in every moment. Empathize with the fans' undying passion. Not in silence, as if you completely understood what just happened. Yeah, I'll empathize. Excellent, excellent. Thank you for the thoughts. I shall account for your attendance in my article. With this, I should be able to pen the perfect piece. But I dare not delay. Little Ladies' Day is only so long, after all. I give you my gratitude, adventurer. You have earned your rightful reward. I must take my leave, but may the fates see fit for us to meet again. Yeah, they will. Twas a pleasure to see you enjoying the show. Do not hesitate to join in again if you feel so inclined. We've plenty of performances scheduled. I offer you my gratitude for aiding Dural Faral and wish you a wonderful Little Ladies' Day. Alright. We got experience, we got Gil, and we got a bunch of emotes. And a bow from the Seneschal. Certificates of collaboration may be traded to the Royal Servant at the Ruby Road Exchange for gear and items. This is going to be important to find. You may also exchange them for unique emotes from that vary from the quest reward. Participation in the... that's some framework for Little Ladies. In 14, there is a specific story associated with it. It's an Ul'dah festival originally. It's celebrated around Eorzea, but it was invented in Ul'dah because one of their sultans wanted to make every little girl feel special one by one. And there's again the supplemental material, folks. Hit the supplemental material. Don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin it for you. So we're going to talk to the Royal Servant and see about spending some of our certificates of collaboration. Looks like we're going to need to come back and I won't make you hang around for that. We'll come back and have to collaborate several times here. Confetti. Confetti is free almost. So we won't bother with that. I'm just going to go ahead and pick the one. Masha was blue. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pick the one that it randomly assigned us. And... unless we can sell it, these aren't much use to us if we're playing by the... And much as I wouldn't mind buying these and storing them, we aren't going to have any storage. So there is no point in getting stuff we can't store. So green and bright. Oh, these are separate. These are separate colors for those. And let's get those two. And let's go back to our regularly scheduled event.